I used to work in the toy shop Hamleys in London at Christmas, and it was loud and crowded, and people weren't exactly browsing calmly. They were simply trying to survive the Christmas experience. And I sold magic cards, and people kept interrupting to ask where things were. Where's the Nintendo? Where's this? Where's that? Whatever their child had demanded. Frankly, I got so bored with it that I built a cube and I wrote numbers 1 to 6 on it and I kept it under my counter. And so when someone came over and asked me where something was, I said, just one moment, let me consult the computerized store guide. And then I rolled the cube and named the floor number that landed on top. Now, here's the funny thing. 9 out of 10 people simply accepted that and walked off. If one person challenged me, I said, well, the computerized store guide never is wrong. Now, that's not exactly a proud moment in my career. It was cheeky. It also taught me something that I still watch for online. People comply with confidence when they assume that a system exists. Now let's bring that learning into our business. A lot of all online authority is about delivery, strong voice, clean certainty, the impression that there's a system behind it. Now, if you are an actual expert, that can be a trap because you can end up borrowing the delivery style of people really who are not doing serious work because you think you need to sound just like that in order to be trusted. So I'm going to do something different with you today, something on paper. It's a suggested exercise. It's not a Howard practice necessarily, but it's to build a one-pager and it's to start guide. It's really a start guide for your work. It's not a funnel. It's not a framework. It's a guide. It's a thing that a good shop assistant would actually say if they cared where their customer ended up. So this lands practically really in the next minute. 3 situations you recognize, 1 next step for each. Now let's start with 3 boxes, case A, case B, and case C. I'm going to write them as symptoms, not so much as people's identities. So case A, they like you but they stall. That's a client who says yes in principle and then they disappear. They come back 3 weeks later to ask a new question as if nothing happened, or you simply never hear from them again. Case B, they ask what you do even after you've explained it to them. Now you've explained it carefully and they nod, but then they ask again in different words. And you can feel yourself starting then to over-explain. And case C, you are busy enough, but it's all referrals. It works because people introduce you, but online it doesn't reproduce. And you start wondering if the internet is for other people. Now, the important part, each box gets 1 next step. Not 10, not 5, not 3, just 1. Under case 1, next step, read 1 example, then reply with your version. That could be a case study, it could be a short email, it could be a single post where you show a before and after. Under case B, your next step, watch a 2-minute explanation where I show the sentence I use and then copy the structure. Not because my sentence is magic, but because structure stops you reaching for somebody else's borrowed authority, for their voice, and it makes it your own. Case C, next step is publish 1 proof item this week, then send it to 10 people you actually know. Not strangers, not a campaign, 10 human beings. And this is the difference between, if you like, the performed authority of Hamleys and the earned authority of today. Earned authority is often quiet, but it leaves real tracks. Now, if you're watching and thinking, yes, but what's the proof item? You don't need to go abstract. Just use one of these 3 categories. Number 1, a before and after, where you show the wording that changed or the action. Number 2, a decision you made and perhaps the trade-off. Number 3, a mistake you corrected and what you now do instead. Just pick 1. So when I was doing that Hamleys thing, the confidence was in my approach, right? People kind of wanted to believe there was a computerized store guide. And online, it's the same. People want to believe that there is a guide. They want to know where they should put their attention. They want to have someone save them time. And if you give them a real guide, well, you don't have to push, you don't have to posture. You don't have to write like some other person's brochure or template. You just have to show the work. Now we can take that page and we can turn it into something publishable. So here's a clean post, a headline. I do not sell authority, I show work. And then the guide. Start here. If you like me but stall, here's the next step. If you keep asking what I do, here is the next step. If you're busy with referrals but you can't reproduce it online, here is the next step. And then I can put 3 proofs underneath, 1 per line. Real, specific. So if you don't have the proofs yet, well, that's useful data for you. It means really your marketing is not the problem. It's not your language. It's a lack of visible work. Now, the email version is just the same, just addressed to real people. Here's a subject line that you might want to use. Start here. If you keep stalling, then 2 sentences, then the 3 boxes, then 1 invitation. Reply and tell me which box you're in. That is it. So you've built a real computerized store guide of your own, only it's not a fake one. And you did it without pretending you run some weekly system that you do not run. So if you want some more human-centered prompts that help you build all of these things out without getting too theatrical, then check out my 7-day clarity sequence. There's a link in the channel description. I'll put a link down in this description as well, so that this week you do not try to sound like an authority, but you actually are one.